Okay, this is not rehearsed. Let's see if this will work. I am going to read off, specific to this episode, a bunch of the comments. Sure, everyone remembers Picard holding a crystal while he was being assimilated by the Borg in the episode Best of Both Worlds Part 1. Cough, not LOL. That was from Jason Blissett. Paul H. says, "This is messed up. I remember a flute. Picard was often holding a flute he got from an episode that he lived in an afterlife, but never a crystal." Hidden Knowledge says, "Good video. I agree with you. He said about other Mandela affected people attacking each other. It makes no sense. I have noticed it happening on the channel all the time." Let's see. It's fine. Okay, this has actually made me feel sick. This is from Adam. This is a year ago from now. "I was aware of the Mandela effect before, and I'm sure I'm from a different Earth, as I remember the Berenstain Bears, not Stain. But this, I mean, I'm a hardcore Trekkie, and I've never seen this crystal before." I am too, Adam. I have never seen this crystal before as well. I mean, it's ridiculous. You could see the expressions I had, a year or so ago when I made this video. Nobleness D. "Most of the scenes show a crystal, but it used to be a computer tablet and some the remote. Check it 8 seconds into the link when Picard slides it across the desk. That used to be a tablet." I'm going to have to check that out. He put that up a year ago. And apparently, let's see. Yeah, it was a pad. And I kind of remember exactly what you're talking about. I got to check that out. Dark Wolf's Den commented a year ago, "I am a Picard fanatic. I do not ever remember him carrying a crystal. It seems to me that he may have had one on his desk, unsure, but he definitely did not carry one around as I remember. Good video, buddy. Well done. You rock, Dark Wolf." Yeah, this is wild. Like I said, this is unrehearsed, and I'm cracking up at these people commented. And I read it at the time, didn't know who they were, I guess. "I've been affected by the Mandela effect a lot." This is by Gabrielle Badwolf. "Even now, when one crops up, I'm still hit with what the fuck reaction. This one hit me bigger than most, though, because I'm an 80s kid and I grew up with Star Trek Next Generation in particular, and I'd watch it over and over again, just like kids do. I'd remember a damned crystal." I agree, 1000%. Madison Williams responds to her saying, "I am the same as you. I watched every Next Generation episode as it aired on TV back in the 80s, and I have the entire series on DVD. There is no episode with Picard walking around holding a crystal." He paused. Let's see. Spectre here paused at 208. Let's see. "I have watched enough Next Generation to know which episode most stills can be from. Hubby gets a little weirded out whenever I tell him which episode when I come across one online. I'm a massive Trekkie geek. Picard had no crystal. I don't remember anything about a crystal that he carried around. What in his pocket where no one got to see it? LOL." And now to watch the rest of the video. Ralph Pick. "There is no crystal. I'm 100% sure. Never. Let's see who we got here. Oh, I've never seen a crystal. Never, yeah, all these people. I can't even pronounce that. Straight up from E. This is a joke. I watched all the episodes before when it aired on TV and never seen a crystal. WTF. So I agree 100% from Joseph DiLorenzo. I got hundreds of comments here. People screaming that there's no crystal. Anybody that said, "Hey, Guy Fawkes commented, I've been a huge fan of that show, and I've seen every episode more than once. The crystal thing is new to me. Great vid." Well, thanks, Guy. Who else is in here? Anybody? Bobby Seals 007. This crystal effect must have happened recently because I've been watching reruns on Netflix for the past 2 months and I've never seen Picard holding a crystal. That was 11 months ago. I got a 6 months ago. No crystal, 100% in my memory. This is John Sknows. I used to throw Next Generation parties at a large house in New York. I lived there with my band, and we were punk rockers, also science fiction. I'm saying this because we were Trekkies and none of us remember the crystal. Steven Sauls. I've seen every episode of Next Generation at least a half dozen times. No crystal anywhere ever. I could go on. I will. How far is this? I've gone far enough. I've read enough of those. Now you get to see the episode or the series that I did a year ago on the Picard Crystal, which is my largest hit as of now, 17,000 hits. Yeah, it was a pretty big one for me, for sure. Okay, so I'm still stringing these together. So the last, number 37, was the Picard episode. This one's 38. And I do discuss the Next Generation and such.
You've talked about the Mandela effect?
Oh, we've talked about it. You can't phone me.
Oh, shit.
Watching these Next Generation episodes is extremely boring. But there was things I noticed. I noticed a whole scene I never seen before in one of these. And I'm like, wow, I started watching these in 88, 89. So the first, actually, it must have been 89, first 2 seasons, I didn't even know Star Trek was back. I wonder if that could be a Mandela effect. I mean, I was working, had a girlfriend, roommates. I mean, there was parties, stuff going on. I was into Star Trek, but I don't think I was into it that much back then. I mean, I was into it, but I wasn't watching TV. I just didn't know it was out. And when I found it, it was like, I think it was the last episode in season 2 that really made me think, "Ooh, this is going to be a good show." So even these were reruns when I first watched them, the first 2 seasons.
Train, a children's story.
Yeah, actually.
It's a children's story. It's a cartoon, kind of, sort of. It's a train. What's that called? Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I remember it as.
A little into that
I remember Thomas the Tank.
I think
Some people remember Thomas the Train. Some people remember Thomas the Engine. It's actually Thomas and Friends
Oh, yeah.
in this timeline.
Yeah, I think it actually is. Shit.
In this timeline, it's always, here's the key, it's always been Thomas and Friends. It's never been Thomas the Tank. And I'm
You
saying.
know what? I was with that. Thomas the Tank.
Today is September 14th. And I just discovered Jazz Sinclair took his channel down. He's not posting anymore. I mean, I'd understand not posting anymore, but I don't understand taking the whole channel down. I found out that now on the 14th, and that hurt me as much as not watching other people's videos. I got to the point where it was okay. I didn't want to put any other views in my mind. I wanted to just see what I was coming up on my own, and I wasn't watching. And then for a while, and then like after about 2 weeks, I'd pick out 2 videos, and I'm telling you, Jazz, one of his videos was in that, and a couple more. And another week went by. I would wake up, watch 2 videos, whatever. I kind of started to put it down again, just making whatever I was going to make and not watch. Because when I was watching, I noticed some of the things I was talking about, that I wasn't watching them. I'd be talking about it too. They were talking about it. Similar things. And I just stopped. And I remember how hard it was. It was like a habit. So, and now I find out Jazz, and this is before I decided I'm having a t-shirt made, and I already put the order in. On the front it says, "Who is Jazz Sinclair?" And on the back it says, "Is this thing on?" When that comes in, I'll show it. But, I mean, most of the people that listen to me, or not most of them, half of them probably don't know who he is. And he's just a guy who started putting out videos, and when I put my first video out, it was an influence. He was an influence. You know, he was saying, put your videos out. I'm like, yeah, I wanted to do this. If he could do this, why can't I? So I started putting my own videos out, and he was part of that. And he just comes out with all these interesting questions about life and physical reality, and he just always had something very genius to say. Performance. Great conversation, cut short, unfortunately. But it did give me a good idea what I want to talk about Monday, at least get out. Obviously, I want to go over some of the experiences I've had, and I don't know how crazy I want to get with it. I mean, crazy. I mean, I'll tell them all. I don't care. They're all on my channel. But I'm going to be reaching far more people than I normally have. You know, so there's reasons why I feel we don't live on a ball flying through space. But I need to make it clear that I don't think it's flat either. You know, I don't consider myself a flat earther. I joke with people. People joke with me. They can't get over that hump of, you think the earth is flat. Well, no, I don't. I just don't think it's a ball. But I'm really hoping to talk about how one video I did about the difference between flat earth and the Mandela effect, and how I felt the next big Mandela effect that comes out will blow up the flat earth, because they need something to distract everybody from the idea that physical reality shifts and changes. And hit me! Doing one of my Mandela effect videos. You want to say hi? Where was I?
ERENSTEIN.
And you're sure? 100%?
No, I'm not 100%. But I'm 99%.
What if I told you it was BERENSTAIN? Would you? That's correct. No way. In another timeline it was EIN, now it's AIN.
It is AIN.
I don't know.
I knew as soon as I got to that point.
Yeah, what else? I got a whole list of them. What color's the yield sign? You drive? Yellow? Yellow? That's pretty obvious. It's not yellow. You're indigenous to this timeline.
It's not yellow.
It hasn't been yellow since 1972.
It's not yellow.
And yeah, I know. That's the look I gave when I saw that. I said,
because I've heard this question before. That's why.
It's red and white. In this timeline, it is red and white. But I remember yellow. I'm with you, bro.
I've been wondering what happens to people when they're affected by the Mandela effect and blow it off. What do they do? It's kind of interesting conversation I had with this young lady I spoke with last night. Her and her boyfriend, they were around having coffee next door, and I was talking to them, and she just said, I dropped it.
He was talking
But
about
did he stop?
Like major computer.
D-Wave computer?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Did he stop looking it up?
Yeah, we kind of got busy with other things.
Life gets in the way. Where did you go with it after that?
I put it
Put it
down.
down.
Yeah.
I'll put it down. It's too much for my brain. The first
I got
one.
another buddy back home who's gets really into conspiracies and all kinds of cool stuff, but then he also finds ways to rationalize.
Well, see, yeah, that
He's
happens
really,
a lot with this.
he's really good. He when I talked to him about it, I forget what they call it, but it's some like proven theory about the way your brain only sees what it wants to see.
Yeah, I've heard stuff like that. Hey, you!
Can we take a baby into the bar?
Is it a service baby?
Yes.
Only service babies, you're fine.
It's very interesting.
I thought it was neat when you said mirror, mirror made you nauseous. I've had other people say, like, with the crystal one I put up, somebody just did a comment. Yeah,
Yeah,
nauseous.
yeah.
That will make me nauseous. But I'm curious at how people, like when they're affected, like, and you just put it down. You can't. I just find
Too
that.
much for my little brain.
I find that more fascinating than anything.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I was talking about how the next major Mandela effect would blow up flat Earth because they need the distraction. They need to distract people away from discovering that they create their reality completely. And that, maybe the energy that they feed off of, whatever, is only from what I call the dominant consciousness. Which would kind of make sense. But I said that a while ago. It's one of my biggest hits on for views with the whole next major Mandela effect will blow up flat Earth because they need that. It hasn't happened yet. The biggest one for me has been the JFK one, as far as how big it went out there and how many people were involved in that. And this Picard one with the crystal, I don't know how big that's going to be. This is something that appeared, and it can be, people just missed it. I didn't just miss it. I know that for sure. But that's what that could be. I mean, but no, I would have seen it. I owned a crystal similar to that for years from the time I was watching it, and lost that crystal this past year, I think April, just 17 in April. I'm like, wow, is that like, do I put that together? Does that mean something for me in my timeline, in my dimension? But we'll see. Looking forward to the show Monday.
6?
Hey, does Kit Kat have a dash?
Yes.
Jiffy, Jif, Skippy. Which one does not exist as a peanut butter?
Jiffy Jiff.
Jif? Jif exists. Jiffy does not in this timeline. How many what weapon does the Scarecrow carry in The Wizard of Oz? Kit Kat does not have a dash. He carries a pistol. 4 people in the car when JFK was murdered. Oh no, I'm sorry. In the 80s there was 4 people. Now there's 6.
Luke, I am your father.
No, I am your father.
No way, it's Luke.
I know, and I can't film you. Yeah.
What's the one?
Berenstain.
Mirror on the wall.
I know.
That one fucked me up.
Oh my God.
That one made me
Berenstain
sick.
Bears, Berenstain
Yeah.
Bears.
The Volkswagen logo,
Yeah,
having a
that's
dash
one.
through it.
That's just, see.
Looney Tunes?
Looney Tunes, very good. That's just doesn't even make sense.
Oh. Come on, what else? We got him.
I'm interviewing.
There was another really.
What color is a yield sign?
Ooh, I got one.
What color is a yield sign?
Yellow.
Yellow. Yellow hasn't been yellow since 1972. That's the Mandela effect. All right.
I don't know about that one. What does it mean? What is it not different now?
It's red with yellow, white lines around it.
What? Mirror, Mirror messed me up.
Yeah,
real bad
sure.
When we saw that one.
What's the Forrest Gump one?
And Luke, I am
Life
your
is
father.
like a box of chocolates, or life was like a box of chocolates.
Oh, and how about We Are the Champions of the World?
We're getting a whole list. I have you guys in here when I'm looking for questions. I never know.
Do you know that one?
Yeah.
Queen,
Oh, I know.
Champions?
I've heard of just about all of them, even the ones I'm not affected by,
He's
or
got
some
his
of
own
them.
YouTube channel.
There's an interview, I think it was the guy from Ben Folds 5, was the first guy that they interviewed, where he says that he didn't write the song the way it's now recorded on the album.
Really? Ben Folds. What
I think
song
it's
is
Ben
it?
Folds.
I have to
remember
find
what song
out
it is. There's a
now.
musician recently that got interviewed
That's
because
so-
they were questioning one of his
For me,
songs.
brick in the wall has changed to break in the wall, but not all the time. Sometimes, depending on who I'm standing around. It has some,
Break in the Wall?
Oscar Mayer has always been Oscar Mayer for mayor for me. But I recognize that as a Mandela
It's always
effect.
been mayor for you?
Yes,
Wow.
I know, because for many people it's been M-E-Y-E-R, and for me it's always been mayor, M-A-Y-E-R.
All right, let's pause the
But-
game so we can do this over drinks.
But the songs, that Ben Folds thing, that's pretty wild. I haven't heard that. And like Fiona Apple's inflections have changed for me, but I think they changed back. Nickel Creek, names, titles of songs are different. Just weird stuff, cool stuff. But I'm just going to shift on and keep calm and shift on, right?
And I had no idea what was going on with Mr. Jazz Sinclair. He took his channel down for some reasons, taking a little vacation. That's all cool. But when I first found out, as I'm sure you've seen, I was blasting on like, what happened? What's going on? Jazz, can't wait till you come back. Maybe I'll be listening again by then, although staying off, I think, is part of the process. So whatever reason you were forced off, I'd say milk it, stay with it. Try and experience outside of the computer world. That's my advice. That's things I've been doing, and I've noticed different things. Good luck, brother, and do it.
Okay, right in front of Picard's left arm is a glare. Looks like it could be a quartz crystal, but it is this piece right here. And in a bit, you see where it looks like it could be a quartz. And this is in season 1, episode 9, 8 or 9.
Look, this perhaps maybe nothing, but I've been feeling a bit odd of late.
You see that? Now, that's it for the scene. The first 7 episodes, you know, how close was I watching? Not as close as I probably should have been, considering what that looked like as a crystal. And, you know, the whole scene's over. What I was looking for was scenes in his ready room. And that was a different angle of his ready room that I've ever seen. Because I thought that was his room. I'm just, I'm like, this is so tedious to me. And that crystal showed up there is not that big a deal. It's just a prop in the background that nobody's thinking about. I mean, that was, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say about this, because the whole thing bugs me. Especially with this being like a 60-inch TV, that wouldn't have been noticed. What am I going to do? Just changes my whole life? No, I discovered that you can shift and change your life to what you want, shift into the timeline you're looking for, instead of everything they tell you that you're supposed to. You're supposed to watch the news and be afraid all the time. I ain't doing that no more. So that's what it came down to. Yeah, I'll just take it off later, whatever. All right, Jeff, remember what I said? Last.
Yeah, you gotta go last.
Fix your hair. First question, and you can, I'm okay with you guys yelling this out. What color is a yield sign?
Yellow.
High visibility yellow.
I love these people. You're all wrong.
Orange.
Second question.
Damn it. Sorry.
It hasn't been yellow since 1972.
Is it orange though?
Red and white.
Oh.
Okay. It has not been yellow since 1972.
She's like, do you guys drive or what?
Here's the one that blew my mind. I studied this in the 80s. The first answer somebody yells out, I'm predicting, will be the answer that I think it is, but that's the wrong answer. How many people were in the car when JFK was murdered?
4. 3.
That's the first answer I heard. Somebody said 4. Who said
I
4?
said 4.
4 was the first answer I heard. 3. I get 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, believe it or not. It's a big thing in history. You'd think everybody would have the same answer, even if you were all wrong, because so far nobody's given me the right answer.
What? It wasn't 3. Are you sure?
7. Is that a joke?
Is it 5?
There's 6.
Really? Who was that?
When I studied it in the 80s, this is where you need to follow me.
Okay.
When I studied it in the 80s, there was 4 people in that car. William Greer was the driver, Governor Connolly was in the passenger seat, and the Kennedys were in the back. End of story. That's what it was. In this timeline, there are 6 people, and there's a big bar in the middle of it. Did you hear what I just said?
The phone's off.
In this timeline, there are 6 people in that car, and there have always been 6 people in that car. Your consciousness shifted into another timeline. It's happened quite a few times since 2015 for me. I'm constantly shifting. I constantly shift because it's where I focus. If you focus and you put feeling in it and you say it out loud, shit happens. In this timeline anyway. I ate Jiffy peanut butter my whole life. It never existed. The Scarecrow's walking around with a gun in The Wizard of Oz.
Alright.
Berenstein Bears are now the Berenstain Bears. If you have an old Berenstein book at home, it will say Berenstain. Ford symbol changed 5 times for me in 2 years.
What was that last thing you said?
Ford.
Ford.
The Ford symbol. It's always been the way it looks now.
Uh-huh.
They didn't change the emblem.
Okay.
I shifted into a timeline where it kept.
Sorry, I just.
No, I'm loving all the silence. This is amazing. It's like everybody's in shock. Jeff, do you have any other ones that?
What? Which one was
Jeff
that?
just.
You know, I'm just backing up because
There, now he's going. Depends on what timeline you're in.
Oh, I see. Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
No, it's a shame. I have a book of like 100 of these things, and I don't even. Oh, let me think of it. Okay, Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Only forced to eat those as a child. Never eaten
What
them.
color is his nose, or would you even remember?
Black.
Tony the Tiger.
Black.
Right? Is that his name?
Tony the Tiger. Yeah, they're great.
Black. And
Wait, no, those are Frosted Flakes, not Kellogg's.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't eat cereal. I just display the shit.
But cornflakes were not frosted.
Frosted Flakes. What color is the tiger's nose?
Black.
In this timeline, it's blue. It's blue. Is his name Joel Osteen or Osteen?
Joel Osteen is that really religious guy that makes a whole lot of money.
His name's Olstein?
Osteen.
It is Osteen. In this timeline, it is Osteen.
Yeah, he owns a stadium.
Oh, let me think. Let me go. How do you spell? This is an easy one. Febreze.
Don't ask me how to spell. F-E-B-R-E-Z-E.
E-Z-E. Anybody? Everybody else? E-Z-E?
What are we spelling?
F-A-B-R-E-Z.
F-R-A.
F-R-A.
What did you say?
Don't make me Google it.
E-E-Z?
You can't Google. That's cheating.
You can Google now, because I can't find the bottle. They had one around here. It's the way he said it. He said it right first, this guy. Yeah.
Beer for that.
No, you buying him a beer?
I'm gonna buy him a beer if he got it right. Did you get it right?
Yeah, in this timeline. Did you just say false memories? I'll throw you out, dude.
No, I mean,
I can
timeline.
legally
Timeline.
have you thrown out of the bar. I'm just kidding. No, a lot of people think it's misremembering, and
I read that Berenstain once and it blew my mind. Like when I first
that's
thought about that.
But then, what did you do after that?
I told everybody. I asked everybody.
And everybody made fun of you, and you forgot about it. Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland. You remember them guys?
Oh, yeah.
What did they have on the top of their beanies?
Top of their beanies?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Flower.
A flower. Haven't heard that one yet. Was that a guess?
I can't remember.
Okay, well, I don't want to make a
The
suggestion.
version that I grew up watching was my grandmother had taped it off of television, and so it was the edited for TV version, and it didn't have Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I didn't discover Tweedledee and Tweedledum until I was like in my teens.
Wow, that's really weird too.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give you A, B, and C. A, flower. B, flags. C, propellers. Oh,
Colors.
look at that! How quick! As soon as I said it, in this timeline, it's flags. Never been propellers. And that's one of my shirts has Tweedledee, Tweedledum on them.
Do you sell your swag off of your YouTube account?
I do not. I do not make any money on my YouTube account. See, when I first started doing my YouTube account, here, you want to film me while I'm talking about this? Not a bad subject. When I first started doing it, I was just doing it for me, just to re-listen to myself and see what was going on, see if I could discover what was happening, the Mandela effect, and trying to figure out if the Earth was flat and everything. It's about, I don't know, 60, 70 videos in. I noticed a lot of other people that were also recording on videos started to monetize their channel. Well, I only had 500 subscribers at the time. These people had thousands. And I thought, well, let me try it. If they want to pay me to put up their commercial, what do I care? So I gave it a shot. And I got through 15 days. My first 15 days, I took it down. And it wasn't, it was like I could have made money on it if I continued. But I just, I was watching my videos and I'm like, oh, commercials coming up. And I'm like, I don't need to make money on that. It's not what I was doing. I don't have anything against people making money on it when they're doing a lot of work in it. I know what it takes to edit a video. It's a pain in the ass. It takes a long time to put this stuff together. So no, I stopped. I took the monetization off. I don't want to make any money on it. Now I've already mailed out a T-shirt and with money back because I'm not looking to make money on this stuff. If I can sell these T-shirts and send them out. If you're going to be patient, you send me the money. You be patient. I'll mail it to you. But I don't always have these. It's slow coming in. Sending them out, I'll do it. $25 if I'm shipping it, and if that's what it costs to get it to you, great. I can probably go to 20. I'm not trying to make a buck on it. So no, we're making the money back on the T-shirts, and some money's going back into it's going back into the guy who bought the shirts. But after that, it's going to the bar. Not me personally. I am not making money. I got a couple more orders. I got one T-shirt that says, I don't even know if I don't know. I want to spoil the surprise. Who is Jazz Sinclair? That's all it says. On the back, I'm going to put this thing on. You guys don't get that. Keep calm and shift on. And I got all kinds of orders for shirts now with a quartz crystal in his hand, but they got him walking around with a quartz crystal in his hand now in 70 episodes. Did not happen. I was a big Trekkie. I ain't never seen this quartz, and I checked it out.
Every episode?
70 out of 177 episodes, he's walking around with a quartz. Now, I'm actually doing research. It's like, right? I mean,
they never get old, too. Like, every single time you hear a new one, you're like, no.
Every time you hear a new Mandela effect, you're like, no way. Like, that didn't happen.
Let's play some shuffleboard mode, maybe? We're going to work out some arm muscles.
Thanks a lot, guys. And if you accidentally got on film, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You'll approve, huh? It's a shame. I would have loved to interview while you were agreeing with all those Mandela effects. Distractions like butterflies are buzzing around my head. Ready, Billy?
All right.
Okay.
Yep. Wicked.
Blank on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Oh, mirror.
I mean, that's what I was going to say, but I'm not supposed to answer
That's
it.
an easy one.
Because you know it ain't going to be mirror, right? Your whole life it's been magic mirror on the wall.
No, it's mirror.
No, it ain't. Go look it up.
If I know anything about
Silver Dollar Saloon, Anthony speaking.